talk to you guys and maybe to answer some questions to to whoever has, you know, to whatever there's, on your mind. Listen, like I said, if I can just get one person, to listen to what I'm saying, then I did what I can do. You know what I mean? The point I'm trying to make is that, look, I've been predicting this now because this is going to be the fourth time that these dates are coming around. All right. And what's important is if you see the numbers that are attached to this, okay? This, when it comes to the numbers, uh, this is the perfect year for the numbers, okay? But if you're looking at the numbers like for the year, 2022 sounds like the year, you would think, but through the numerical calculations of from one date to another and all this other stuff, this is the year, okay, that it should happen. And I told you my mom and dad's birthdays are are so special, and their death dates, both their birthdays and their death dates are super special to this Elvis puzzle. I can't even tell you mine's yet. I will eventually, all right? And then you'll understand, why I do what I do. Because I told you this wasn't, I found everything out after I started talking about this. I didn't know any of the things that I'm telling you before I started, talking about Elvis in Seattle. Anyway, so I'm going to be telling you again how that I believe that the Holy Spirit has led me to this information. And like I said, whenever I hear people talking about dreams on YouTube, you hear about people in their dreams and them making predictions. I don't listen to anybody on YouTube, and I don't blame you for not listening. But the difference between me and them is that I'm showing you proof that they are doing real life rituals, okay? Whether these people are actually dying or not, but they're doing real life rituals for this Elvis and, for this Elvis Seattle event, which is going to happen on June 11th. But it could happen between June 10th and June 14th. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but June 11th is the most likely date for this Elvis Seattle event. All right. And then there's the August 4th Trump head wound, okay, where he doesn't die, but he heals from his deadly wound. He gets it on August 4th, Obama's birthday, Trump, the deadly head wound, but he doesn't die. Anyway, so that's August 4th. What I'm trying to say is all the dates and the numbers line up. Okay, and for the people, you're looking like I'm looking like a crazy man right now because I just woke up like about 20 minutes ago. I didn't even comb my hair. I just said, man, I got to talk to somebody or I'm gonna go nuts. Anyway, let me see what you guys are saying real quick. Did I brush my teeth? Somebody's asking me, I don't even have teeth. I told you I have uh, dentures. And when I scream, I told you when I used to, when I do my videos and I'm screaming the man or the son in those fake news videos, my teeth almost fly out of my mouth when I say it. But anyway, back to, listen, folks. Uh, so anyway, like I said, the numbers are pointing to this year. All right. And like I said, no, I shouldn't say never. I am not going to stop talking about this. Let's say it doesn't happen this year. I'm going to keep going till 2022, and 2023 is my last time. All right, because 2023, the year that if the predictions don't happen in 2023, I'm done. Because see, 2023 is the year Elvis turns 88. And I told you if he was alive, let's say. Elvis would have turned 88 years old, and 88 is a super, important number to this whole puzzle, okay? Because I told you the name Trump equals 88, and that whole Back to the Future had to do with the 88 number also that was associated with Trump. But anyway, forget about that. I don't even care about that. My point is that all the numbers that attach to the dates say this year's the year, all right? Anyway, I'm going to show you, like I said, I'm going to tell you how I can't tell you my birthday yet, okay, but I'm going to. And then, like I said, there's things I can't tell you yet. I tell you guys little by little stuff about me, I didn't even tell you guys my name until just recently, about a month or two ago. Yeah, and they're talking about this alien, the UFO crap on television every minute. And anyway, so I'm just waiting for more people to get in the chat before I show you my mom's birthday and my dad's birthday and how it's all connected to this. Anyway, to the people who are new to the channel, and even for the viewers, who have already watched most of my videos, listen, you need to go back and watch them again, man. You know what I mean? Because, it's just unbelievable. Like, some of the things that I've shown that I even forget about, that I mentioned, it just shocks me when I look at it sometimes, I said, wow, because sometimes the same thing comes up again, with me. Like, I'll be, doing my calculations. And I'm like, oh, look at this calculation. Do I remember ever saying it? It's a shock to me every time I see it again, Just real quick, let me just go through it as fast as I can. Like I said, the connections. Like I told you, first of all, when Elvis was born, he had an identical twin that died at birth. Okay, so supposedly his twin died at birth, and his twin's middle name, his name was Garon. All right, Garon, and my name is Garo. Garo, without the N. But when people would mention, like something like when I was a kid, they say, "Oh, Garo will do it." They'll say Garon Gene, because that's Armenian for Garo will do it, So it sounds like Garon Gene, anyway, I was obsessed with Elvis as a kid, which had nothing to do with my name, because I didn't even know anything about Elvis's twin. I didn't care. I just liked Elvis, you know what I mean? Because I was a kid. I think I started between the ages of 7 and around 11, 12. Because I remember in junior high, I started listening to hard rock music. I went from Elvis, being obsessed with Elvis. I told you I used to listen to him every single day and night, mimicking him, combed my hair like him. I was snarling my nose like him. Everyone used to know that I was obsessed with Elvis. Everybody, Anyway, so I went from Elvis to a band called Rainbow, because they were my favorite rock band, and the singer was my favorite singer. He was from that band. He went on to be by himself. His name was Dio, and Dio means God in Italian, and rainbow has to do with God, and that's why those people hijacked it. You know what I'm talking about, the rainbow. Anyway, so from my point was I was obsessed with Elvis. Okay, I told you I used to take the little transistor radio because between 11 and 12 o'clock at night, they used to play 1 hour of Elvis on this radio station called KRLA. Between 11 and 12, they would play Elvis every day. And I used to take that and put it next to my bed and listen to it as I go to sleep, every night. Anyway, so like I said, I was combing my hair like him. I was doing everything like him. I was obsessed with him, right? And then, so, and Elvis's favorite vacation place was Hawaii. And my sister, okay, who was like my second mother, because my mother, she had to go to work because my dad got sick. So my mother had to go to work, and she always, would have to go to work. So my sister would watch me. She was like my mother, basically. And my sister, the first time she ever went anywhere on vacation, that, to my memory at least, it was a big deal for her to leave. So she actually was leaving. I think I was, I don't know. I was, let's put it this way. I was a teenager. And so we took her to the airport, and that's the first time I'd ever been to the airport. Except for when I came to this country, and I'll get into that in a minute. But so anyway, we take her to the airport, and my dad was there, and my brother was driving, and I was, in the back. Anyway, so we drop her off, my sister, to go she's going to Hawaii, and that was Elvis's favorite vacation hangout, Hawaii, right? And as we're in the airport, we get a breaking news. Elvis died, okay? And it didn't hit me that big of it back then, because I had stopped really listening to Elvis by then. It's been a few years, I guess, and I wasn't really that much into it anymore, Let me think, hold on. So yeah, it was probably a year or more, and I didn't understand death because nobody had died around me yet, you know what I mean? So it didn't hit me that hard, but it was strange, you know what I mean? Anyway, so later in life, I come to find out that that my dad was born on August 16th, right? And Elvis died on August 16th. So that day was my dad's birthday. And again, it didn't click. I didn't care, it didn't, I didn't put two and two together then. Anyway, so then later in life, so anyway, like I said, my dad's birthday is on August 16th. And then later, some 20 years later, that's another thing. Wow, that is so interesting. My dad died 20 years after. I just remember that right now. So it was 20 years after he died, and he died on August 16th, same day that he was born. So my dad died on the same day that he was born, August 16th. And that's Elvis's death date, August 16th. Okay, so do you understand how crazy that is? Just in itself, it's nuts, all right, for that to happen. And the fact that it happened 20 years later, And then, yeah, it was sad. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And, but my dad was anyway, me and him, we always clashed, what do they call it? We didn't, get along too well, but of course we loved each other. We didn't, it wasn't like that. But anyway, so he died 20 years after Elvis's death. It just hit me right now that it happened 20 years later. Anyway, so anyway, that was the connection with Elvis, that he was born on August 16th, and Elvis had died on August 16th, and my dad also died on August 16th, What's the chances of being born on August 16th and dying on August 16th? It's just too much. And then Elvis died at the age of 42. Okay? So, and remember, the state of Washington is the 42nd state, okay? So, Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington is the 42nd state, okay, and that's where Seattle is. Seattle's in King County. Elvis was known as the King. I'm just, I'm mixing up, the information with him and stuff about me. Anyway, hold on, I'm looking at some of the things. Anyway, so then I come to find out, not find out, but when you put the pieces of the puzzle together, that my mom, she's born on 4/2, the 42. Okay. And uh when she, I'll get into all the numbers and when I start showing you the calculator. But so she's born on 4/2, the 42, right? And and then she died on 6/7, June 7th, which is, no big deal, right? But the 6/7, that's what Elvis equals. He equals 67, his name. Okay. And she died on 6/7, and she died in the 6th month. And, Trump is in the 6th month. And I'm telling you, this prediction is in the 6th month. She dies in June. You know what I mean? That's another great coincidence, right? And she died in the year 2014, which is, those three numbers. First of all, she dies. Okay, she died in the 6th month and in the 14th year, and that's 6/14 is Trump's birthday. Okay, that's another connection. And also, 6 times 7 is 42, because she died on 6/7. Hold on. Let me just catch up to the chat. Hold on. Yeah, I see a lot of people have connections to what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I said a lot of people are led to this channel because of the connections that you don't even know about until after I start talking, Anyway, so and also the numbers 2014, the year 2014, 214 is the same three numbers as the Queen, 421. It's the same three numbers, 421, 21. The year was 2014, 214. And I'm telling you right now that my mother looks like the Queen Elizabeth, but a cheerful, happy, sweet looking. Like when you look at my mom's face, you see she was a sweet woman. When you look at the Queen, she looks like a, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. She looks crazy, or mean, whatever. Anyway, so what else here? Oh, and Obama's birthday is August 4th, right? And that's 8/4, right? And my mom died at the age of 84. So like I said, do you understand how crazy that is? All right. When you put all those things together, it's insane that she died at the age of 84. And I'm talking about the 8/4 and all that other stuff. And check this out. From Elvis's birthday, January 8th, listen to this. From Elvis's birthday, January 8th, to my mom's birthday, 4/2, is 84 days. do you see what I'm saying? Like, how crazy are those coincidences, See, if those were just coincidences and I wasn't talking about all of this, then it wouldn't be no big deal. It would be just like, wow, that's just, coincidences, miraculous coincidences, but it's still coincidence. But when you're talking about all this and all that is there, then it makes you understand that it's not a coincidence. All right. Anyway, now let me just show you the dates. Let me just look at this. Hold on. So let me just show you this real quick. Remember she was 84 when she died. So check this out. So from the day, hold on. So from the day that my mom died, this is the date, the exact date, to this year on 6/11, which is the Seattle event that I'm predicting. Let's look at how many, hold on. Let's see how long it's going to be. Hold on. Check this out. Forget about the days. Look at this. First of all, it's, hold on. I'm trying, let me, look at this. From her death date. First of all, it's 7 years and 4 days. And you know 74 equals Elvis equals the name Jesus, 74. But it also equals Lucifer, the name Lucifer. And I've told you why, and I'll explain it later in the video. But 7/4 is also the 4th of July thing, you know. But look, 84 months and 4 days. Look at that. It's 8/4, 8/4 and 8. What's the chances of it being 84 months to the day? I mean, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. And hold on. Now let me show you another crazy coincidence. Oh yeah, that's right. And you know, I always talk to you about how people connected to the August 4th date and all that stuff. Because August 4th is the 216th day of the year, and 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. That's why it's so important, this 216, you know? And so there was a person who died. He's a comedian, and he's some kind of writer and comedian. His name was Paul Mooney. I had never known who this guy was until I saw him a few times on television. I didn't even care anything about him. But when I used to go gambling, I told you I was addicted to horse racing. And horse racing is the sport of kings, okay? And I'm going to show you something to that in a week or so that I discovered, another new thing. But because Elvis is known as the king, and Seattle's in King County. Anyway, so like I said, I was an addicted gambler, and Jesus is the only thing that stopped me from, gambling. You know what I mean? As soon as I got saved, that's it. I quit. But anyway, so there's this guy who was a comedian, like I said, and I saw him at the racetrack hanging out with, because I used to hang out with these particular black dudes at the racetrack. And because, they were funny and we were loud and boisterous and whatever it's called. Anyway, so, it was like, it was funny to be around them. Anyway, so he was hanging out, this comedian, and his name was Paul Mooney. Like I said, I didn't even know who he really was, but I recognized his face, Anyway, that dude just died. I think it was yesterday, I believe. He died, and he's born on August 4th. You know what I mean? So I told you there's a lot of August 4th stuff going around. Because I told you that jockey who just recently won, he was August 4th, who won one of the Triple Crown races. That American Idol, or whatever stupid show it is, the girl, she's August 4th. Hold on. Someone's asking, who is Garo? That's me. I explained that earlier. I said, my name is Garo. Garo. Anyway, so he's born on August 4th, and he just died yesterday. But that's, that's normal. I mean, he was 79 years old, according to them. But anyway, Look, I said some things are coincidence, but some things aren't. All right, that's that's the whole point. Anyway, so like I said, the American Idol girl, she's in the top three now. She's born on August 4th. So watch for her, see what she does. Anyway, so I'll be doing another video about the Triple Crown as soon as the race goes off or before it. Let's see. If I see something, important to say before the race, I will, you know. But definitely I have something to show you guys about it. Listen, for the person asking, this is a person asking, what is my channel about? Everything is about Elvis and Seattle, the event that's going to happen in Seattle. There should be a catastrophic event. Hopefully it's not, but, and you're going to see the image of Elvis somehow, somewhere appear in Seattle in the sky, or somehow a form of Elvis comes up. And around June 11th. And also, I'm predicting that on August 4th, Obama's birthday, Trump gets his deadly head wound but doesn't die. Anyway, the whole point is that Elvis is the mark of the beast. Elvis is going to be the mark of the beast, and Trump, because he looks like Elvis in a, in a not 2020 vision way, he kind of looks like Elvis, and that's why they're both going to be the mark of the beast, the twin devils. Anyway, so what else am I going to show you? Anyway, I told you that Elvis, from his birthday to 4/2 is 84 days. It's not a Triple Crown race technically, because a Triple Crown race would have to be where you win all three races, but it's because different horse won each one, then it can't be a Triple Crown. But it's three races, the Triple Crown races. So I mean, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Hold on. So okay, so remember, so I'm telling you that from Elvis's birth, remember, my mom is born on 4/2. That's the 42. Get it? And from Elvis's birthday, 1/8, January 8th, 1/8 to 4/2 is 84 days. Okay? And Obama, he's born on 8/4, right? Now, from 4/2, my mom's birthday, to Obama's birthday is 4 months and 2 days. Can you believe this, man? Do you understand what I just told you? Do you see what I just explained to you? It went from 1/8, January 8th to 4/2 is 84 days. And the 42 is my mom's birthday, 4/2, and then from 4/2 to 8/4 is 4 months and 2 days. Do you understand that this was my destiny in life? I told you, if you understood where my life's been, you'll understand how all of this was my destiny. And the fact that my dad was born on August 16th and he died on August 16th, my dad, same day he was born, and that Elvis died on August 16th. I mean, how much more, do we need, And Elvis died at the age of 42, 4/2, the connection to my mom on that. Anyway, I told you my mom died at the age of 84. 8/4 again. Yes, my birthday is connected to all of this. I can't wait till you see. Wait till you see it. It's unreal how it's all connected. But not like you think. See, some people are going to be guessing, but you you won't guess, trust me. Anyway, what else? Oh, check this out. And you know how I always talk to you guys about twins? You know, I always tell you guys about the twin, right? And who in here, watch this. Watch this. So I tell you guys about twins all the time, right? Hold on. So from my mom's, hold on. Let me get the right year. All right, I'm gonna lose my mind. Hold on, folks. I can't type and hold the phone at the same time here. Hold on. So, where is it? So from my mom's birthday, 4/2, to the month of June 7th, it's the same year. I'm not talking, it doesn't matter the year. From 4/2 to 6/7, the day she died was on a 6/7, right? So from 4/2 to 6/7, and remember I told you about the twins? Look, 66 days, because that's the twin number if you've been watching my videos. Can you believe this, man? I told you it never fails, man. You know, like I said, if you know my videos, then you know what I'm showing you there. Anyway, let's get back to, forget about me right now. Let's go to Elvis and how he's connected to the Space Needle. Okay, so Elvis, listen to this. He's connected to the needle, not just the Space Needle, but to a needle in general. So the first time anyone ever heard of Elvis was through the airwaves. And you know who the prince of the power of the air is Satan, Lucifer. You understand what I'm saying? So the first time anyone ever heard of Elvis was through the airwaves, okay? Then it was on albums. And how does an album play? With a needle, okay? And he was the most famous musician ever. You understand? This dude is beloved by every... Listen, there's a lot of young people in here who just say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Well, he's not who you think. I say, you don't know what you're talking about. This guy is loved in every country. You got people from India, China, Japan, the Middle East. This guy is beloved, Elvis, all right? But he goes through, like I said, all cultures. Anyway, so anyway, he came through the needle on an album, okay? His voice. And then, of course, on television. But anyway, so the first time people really heard him was on a needle coming through an album. Then, in 1956, October 28th, 1956, Elvis took a injection on television, the polio injection on television, on live TV. He did it. He was the first famous person to take a live injection. Okay, and he did it on October 28, 1956. And you know who's born that day? Not that day. He was 1 year old, but his birthday's that day. That's Bill Gates' birthday. So Elvis took the injection on Bill Gates' first birthday in October 28, 1956. And Bill Gates was born in Seattle, where the needle is, the Space Needle, right? So that's another connection to the needle, that he took it on live television, the first famous person to do it. And by the way, after he took it, because what happened was people didn't trust the injection. So after he took it, because the children weren't taking it. So after he took it, it went from 0%. That's what it was. Zero, less than 1% to 80% of the children were taking it after he did it. 80% of the children took it within 6 months, the polio injection, after he took it. because they weren't taking it. So they that's why they had Elvis take it. Anyway, so that's, like I said, that's another connection to the needle. He did it on Bill Gates' first birthday. Bill Gates uh, is from Seattle, where the needle is, the Space Needle. Anyway, so then Elvis and the Space Needle opened in 1960. Well, the construction started in 61, but it opened on April 21st, 1962. And April 21st is the Queen's birthday, April 21st. And that's the day it opened, the Space Needle, April 21st, 1962. And then within 1 year, Elvis became the first famous person to have anything to do with the Space Needle. He made a movie about this, that had to do some stuff that had to do with the Space Needle, called "It Happened at the World's Fair." All right, and let me just show you real quick. Hold on, I want to show you the. Wait, where is it? I want to show you an image of it. Look at this. So he makes a movie called "It Happened at the World's Fair," right? And look what his name is doing. His name is knocking down the Space Needle. You see his name? Right there. Knocking down the Space Needle. And look what's above it. Elvis swinging higher than the Space Needle. You see that? And I told you that he is going to be in the sky. You know what I mean? All right, I'm putting this person on timeout. Let me see. Listen, this is your last warning. If you keep acting strange, I'm gonna ban you from the channel. And I'm talking to you. Anyway, so he's connected to the needle. All right. And then Elvis, like I told you, he died on August 16th, right? And what was Elvis doing? I mean, when he died, what was Elvis doing the moment he died? Let me see if I can find that. Hold on. I'm trying to, where is it? I just want to show you. I don't want to say it. I can just say it, but hold on. I'm trying to find it here. Isn't it amazing how you never can find it when you need it? Anyway, let me just say it instead of showing it to you. So Elvis, at the moment he died, first of all, remember I told you Seattle is in King County. All right. And Elvis was known as the King. He died at the age of 42. The state of Washington, where Seattle is the 42nd state. Okay. Now, so the King, he dies on the toilet. And the toilet is known as the throne because they love to mock God. Don't you understand that? So they made that up. I didn't. They called the bathroom the throne. So he dies, the King dies on the throne. Do you get it? All right. And what was the King who died on the throne doing the moment he died? He was reading a book called The Scientific Search for the Face of Jesus. Okay? Because I told you, he's going to be the face, okay, that you're going to see in the sky, and you're going to take his mark. All right. And the whole world is going to wonder after the beast. All right. But here's the diabolical part. See, Trump is Elvis's twin devil. So when you take when you take Elvis's mark, you're really taking Trump's mark. That's how diabolical this devil is. Okay. And Trump is all about gold. You know what I mean? And remember, this Black Lives Matter stuff, the word lives is an anagram for Elvis. Lives is Elvis. Black lives, black lives. That's the same word. Black, and when they painted the Black Lives Matter in front of Trump Tower, they did it right in front of his door. They put the word lives, which is Elvis. I mean, live, whatever. Black lives. They put the lives right in front of his door. And that's Elvis right in front of Trump Tower. That's what they're telling you. All right. That's what this whole Black Lives Matter thing was about, was to get Elvis's name out there somehow without it being suspicious. You know what I mean? Use your logic, people. Use your brains, man. All right? Just think about what I'm telling you. You have this George Floyd thing. His name is George. All right? And, you know, had to do with Washington. And there's been all kinds of crazy stuff with Washington. All right? They wanted to take away the Redskins logo. And you know, the Redskins logo, the Washington Redskins logo, even though that's not where the Redskins play in Washington State, the point I'm trying to make is it has to do with Washington. And Washington's logo, the Indian logo, it looked like George Washington. You know what I mean? Because that's what they're trying to do. They got rid of that logo. All right. And I told you, George has to do with George Washington, the George Floyd. You know, it's all connected. You know, like I said, to the people who think I'm crazy, you better examine your brain, all right? Because you cannot have this much coincidence, all right? It's impossible, all right? What world do you live in where this kind of stuff can happen, all right? It's whatever, man. Now I lost my concentration where I was going with this. Because there's more. There's more to it. Oh, the show Jeopardy. First of all, listen to this that I just kind of thought about today. I mean, I've mentioned it before, but I didn't put the exact puzzle together. But first, let me show you. Let me say what I've already mentioned in the past. So there's a show called Jeopardy, all right? And Jeopardy means, you know, something's up. You know what I mean? You're like, you could say someone, hey, you're in jeopardy of something happening or whatever. But, you know, it's something to look out for. You're in, you know, jeopardy. Anyway, so on Jeopardy, there's a show called the GOAT Tournament they did just recently. I think it was last year, if I'm not mistaken. They had a GOAT tournament. And the guy who won the GOAT tournament was this guy named Ken Jennings, all right? And Ken Jennings is from Seattle, all right? And, well, he's from the state of Washington, but he was living in Seattle at the time. So the GOAT is in Seattle. Who's the GOAT? Elvis. And it's in jeopardy. Do you get it? Seattle, the GOAT, and, you know, he's going to come out of the sea, is in jeopardy. All right. Do you understand? And who died? Alex Trebek, the host of the show, dies after that, and he was born on July 22nd, and July 22nd is the 203rd day of the year. And you know how many days remain in the year? 162. So if you take the 162nd day of the year, that's June 11th. So Trebek, who was born on July 22nd, his birthday is the backwards of June 11th, which is the day I'm telling you this event is going to occur. All right. That's right. And someone just mentioned that. During the show, they showed Ken Jennings signing with the Space Needle. And not just him, but the other guy on the show did it too. What's this? I forgot the other dude's name now. Oh, Jam His Hole Every Hour. That's right. His name was Jam His Hole Every Hour. James Holzhauer. All right, I'm banning this dude. I've had enough of this. I got rid of this. I got rid of somebody. Couldn't take it no more. Anyway, so like I said, and you know what plays along with that show, right? Uh, is that show Wheel of Fortune. And I told you that it always plays with that Jeopardy show back to back, Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, or Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, whichever way. But what I'm saying is, and you know, that Space Needle on top kind of looks like it looks like a roulette wheel. So that's what I'm saying, the Wheel of Fortune. Do you get it? So it's telling you the Wheel of Fortune is in jeopardy. Do you get it? Oh, and then remember, Trump is Elvis's twin devil. So because Elvis's twin died at birth, right? So then remember, and Elvis is connected to the needle. And who is the guy who comes out with the needle? Is Trump. You know, the twin devil. So Elvis was the first one to take it on live television. He took the polio shot on Bill Gates' first birthday in 1956. And then Trump is the one who brings out the presidential injection. Do you get it? All right. And what does he do? That's how diabolical he is. See, that's why I thought he was going to stay in office, to make all this happen. But that's how diabolical he is, because he didn't want to push it. And I was wondering why he was doing that, because I was like, why is this guy not taking the shot? Because, you know, that's why I was saying that he was going to take the shot, you know, that he created. But then now I see why. It's because, see, he wanted to make like, oh, no, it's not me that's pushing it. I'm not the one who's going to push it on the Christians who back me. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why he had to leave office. This way, he can be like, you know, the savior. You know, do you get what I'm saying? Like, people will be like, oh, you know, he's the one brought up, but he didn't force it on us. And that's why, that's why it's so diabolical, you know, that they brought this puppet Biden in to do it, you know, for Trump and Elvis. Yeah, and Trump, that's a good point. Trump, because I've shown that before, where Trump says he's Batman, right? And the Batman building. Well, first of all, let me just. So Trump says he's Batman, right? He said it to some kid, you know, on the news or something. I don't know where I saw it, but I showed it a bunch of times here, and um, and Joe Biden's middle name is Robinette. Robin, you get it, Batman and Robin. But like I said, Biden is just a puppet to all this. He's a nobody. He's just in there to, you know, to do Trump's dirty work. And remember, Trump did that snake poem. You know, he's telling you, I created it, and I'm gonna bite you, and you put me in. You know, you took me in. That's what he told everybody. And you know, I keep forgetting to show this in my videos every time I talk about the Nick, because I've shown you a couple of Nicks, Nick, Nicks who have died, that have connection to the Elvis thing. And I keep forgetting, because I mentioned it separately but not together, that Elvis, the only president Elvis visited, and by the way, he came unannounced. He came to the front gate of the White House. The only president he visited was Richard Nixon. Nick's son. Get it? Do you understand? Nick is in reference to the devil. Okay, Richard Dick Nixon. Dick Nix the son. Anyway, but Richard Nixon, all right. So yeah, Nick's son, get it? And it's spelled differently, obviously. It's Nix, you know. They didn't want to make it too obvious. So it's anyway, so and here's another great coincidence that he's the 37th president, Nixon. And the 37, I told you, looks like the letters EL, which means God in Hebrew. You understand? The only president he visited was the EL, the 37th president, whose name was Nick's son. Yeah, exactly. And also, you had that scandal. Remember, listen, I always tell you guys about how they use sexual innuendos and all that crap and all their fake stories. So you had Dick Nixon. They called him Tricky Dicky. All right, so you had Dick Nixon, the name Dick, and he had that. And during the scandal, which was called Watergate, I'm gonna get into that in a minute. Which was called Watergate. They had a character named Deep Throat. So his name is Dick, and they have a deep throat. You see how sick these people are? These people who are doing this, okay? These are Satan and his minions right in front of you, okay? Which I've been telling you guys for years now on my videos. Anyway, so Watergate. Why is it so important? Because see, Seattle is the portal. It's the gate. It's the water gate, okay? And Watergate equals Rocket Man in gematria. It's the exact same, forward, backward, whatever numbers. If you see my videos, you know I proved it. It's exact same numbers. Watergate equals Rocket Man. And who is the Rocket Man? It's Elvis. Elvis, because Trump calls Kim Ding Dong from North Korea Rocket Man. Trump, how many times, he called him that for almost 2 years, that Kim Ding Dong, the North Korean dictator. He called him he called him Rocket Man. And why is Elvis Rocket Man? Because see, Kim Ding Dong is born on Elvis's birthday. That's why when he says Rocket Man, he's talking about Elvis. When Trump says Rocket Man, he's talking about Elvis, okay? And the word water equals Elvis. So when you say Watergate, you're saying Elvis Gate, okay? And then that's why you have Bill Gates, the day he took the needle, Elvis, on Bill Gates' birthday. And by the way, Elvis equals water in gematria, exact same numbers, all right? And that is why I didn't want to, mention this because I'm giving it away what I wanted to wait for. Because, they're talking about Trump having a watermark on his on the voting paperwork that they sent out. I don't know if that's even true, but the fact that they even mention it, they said there was watermarks to make sure that people who are lying about being able to vote and they're just sending votes in, you know what I mean? They're recounting some stuff and looking at paper through some kind of ultraviolet light, which I'm trying to tell you is the mark. So they're looking at it, and they're saying that they might have some kind of watermark. And I just told you Elvis equals water. So when they say watermark, they're saying Elvis mark, all right? Because that's what's going to happen. You're going to put your hand through an ultraviolet light, and you're going to see the image of Elvis inside of you to the people who take the mark. I'm just looking at I'm gonna end the chat right now. So like I said, there's so many things. I'm not gonna go into every detail, of what I've shown, but I'm just going through the surface, Like Like I said, you just can't, like, how is this possible? Elvis equals water, you know? And Watergate, you got the gate, you got the water. Elvis equals water. Elvis Gate. Richard Nixon, he visited Elvis, and it was the Watergate. And Watergate is the same as Rocket Man. Rocket Man is Elvis. Rocket Man is Kim Ding Dong. Trump was calling him Rocket Man, and Rocket Man's born on Elvis's birthday. You understand? And also, yeah, Elvis equals reset also. Hold on. Hold on, folks. This stupid television started up because I use it for a light. Yeah, the first Jurassic, the first Jurassic. My teeth almost flew out of my mouth again. The Jurassic Park was released on June 11th. The first one, from what I remember, I showed it. But anyway, my point. Someone's mentioning that the Jurassic World 3 is going to be released on June 11th. So think about that, man. Because, my channel name is Jurassic Liars. And I'm trying to think of what else here. I just don't want to forget anything interesting. Anyway, since someone brought up the 611 with the Jurassic World, like I said, Jurassic Park, the original one, released on June 11th, but which is the day I'm predicting this event will happen. But the crazy thing is that the crazy part is that I told you the Triple Crown in 1977, the year Elvis died, there was a Triple Crown winner, which is very hard to do in horse racing. I told you there's only been like 17 winners out of hundreds of years, right? Over 100 years. But the the winner of that year's Triple Crown, the year Elvis died, okay, it was the horse won the Triple Crown. Watch this. He won it on June 11th, the final leg. So he got the Triple Crown, the end of it, on June 11th. The Triple Crown was won by a horse called Seattle Slew. Can you? I mean, like I said, what world do you live in that you can believe in coincidences like that? That Seattle Slew wins the Triple Crown the year Elvis dies. Okay? And I'm telling you, the Seattle's going to be slewed, and Elvis has a connection to it, and it happened on June 11th. The Seattle Slew Triple Crown win. Okay? And slew means to kill. Do you get it? All right, because I've shown this 100 times already on the channel. And I'm going to show you, like I said, one more horse connection. And I'm going to add that again to the story. To everybody, in the chat, listen, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just that I'm trying to focus on what I'm saying. But I'm reading most of the comments as I'm talking. Anyway, listen, folks, and people are, let me tell you something. I am praying that it doesn't happen. Don't you get? I understand when I say pray, I am not praying that God's will doesn't happen. I don't, because everything that is happening, good or bad, God is allowing it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if this is God's will, then let it be. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, but I don't want no one to be hurt. That's why I'm trying to, because I have, I don't have a guilty conscience. I just feel bad. That's the devil's angry right now. Anyway, that noise. Did you hear that? Can you hear that motorcycle? Anyway, so Yeah, it saddens me that people are possibly going to be hurt by this, man. So, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm speechless when it comes to that because it hurts me to know that people are not going to take me serious. And let me tell you something. If I lived in Seattle and somebody was telling me this stuff, I wouldn't pay attention either because that's how I was. Because because like I always said that nobody knows, you know, the future. And I'm not saying that I know the future. I'm saying that this was my destiny to show everybody what is going to happen. And like I said, it was my destiny from the time I was born. And by the way, for the people who don't know, and like I said, I always talk about Obama and his birthday having connections to all this. Obama's birthday is on August 4th, right? Because my Seattle prediction is in June 11th, around Trump's birthday. Uh, his birthday's on the 14th. But like I told everyone, get out of Seattle between June 10th, which is the prince's birthday, the one who just died. June 10th is the prince's birthday, through June 14th, Trump's birthday. Get the hell out of Seattle. All right. What is losing $500? Because that's all it's going to cost you. Go $500, get out of Seattle, stay at a hotel. I don't care if you hate me after. I don't care. I'm telling you that in the long run, because I'm going to be doing this till 2023. That's the last year that I'm going to be doing this. But like I said, most likely it's going to happen this year. But what is your life worth $500? $600, whatever the heck? $611? Get out. All right. Anyway, back to the Obama's birthday. So Obama's birthday is the 8/4, right? And what happened last year on 8/4? 8/4 last year, Obama's birthday, you had the Beirut bombing. And the Beirut bombing happened in a place called Bay of Beirut, which is the name also St. George's Bay. All right. And it's in Beirut, Lebanon, that bombing, the biggest bombing we had ever seen. No one had ever seen a bigger explosion on television. All right. And that was on Obama's birthday last year, which is the same thing. I mean, prediction day about Trump's deadly wound day. But whatever. I'm telling you that was a sign. And why is that a sign? Because I'm from Beirut, Lebanon. I came here as a child, you know. Anyway, I'm from Beirut, Lebanon. So again, what is the chances of that it happens on Obama's birthday, And how many days from Obama's birthday to 6/11? Let's take a look. Cuz a lot of this number will be significant to some people, not to me so much, but hold on. Hold on, folks. I'm trying to put it into the calculator. Check it out. From Obama's birthday last year to June 11th this year, look, 311 days. And remember, there was an explosion. You understand? It was an explosion that day on August 4th, Obama's birthday. Also, remember I told you the Seattle Slew won in 1977. Guess how many years it's going to be on that day exactly? 44 years on June 11th this year. So from the Seattle Slew means to kill, it's going to be 44 years. And the 44 is the kill number because the word kill equals 44. Anyway, so let me just, for the people, I've already shown enough, but like I said, this is just surface. What I'm showing you, surface info. The deep info is throughout all the videos that I'm showing you. All right, that's where you see the rituals that they're doing, the real life rituals, death rituals that have to do with Elvis or the word king or something to do with. I don't want to say certain words because I'm already pushing my limit about what I can say on the channel. But oh man, where was I going? Oh, just real quick, let me. At the beginning of the video, I was mentioning how my mom's birthday and my dad's birthday has all these connections. I'm not going to go through it again. Just watch it from the beginning. But what I'm going to tell you is how I know that this was my destiny, which I've mentioned 100 times before, is that I told you before I started doing these Seattle videos, I was doing fake news videos, and I showed everybody the codes that they use in all their fake news stories, and I was telling people that they use the name King, Man, and Son. Okay, and the only reason I said the King is because of what happened to Martin Luther King, and then what happened to Rodney King. All right. And then because the Man and Son code, the reason it came to me anyway was besides the okay, yeah, so the King code was from the Martin Luther King and Rodney King event, but the Man Son, which was how it all manifested in the first place, was from the O.J. Simpson trial, where O.J. Simpson killed a guy named Goldman, and so there's your Man Son code. And the guy who found the bloody glove, his name was Furman, Mark Furman. There's a Mark in the story. But my point is, that's where I got the Man Son code, because that was on the television every day, the trial. That was the first trial that they ever showed 24 hours a day. It was like the huge thing that, and that's why I was obsessed with it, and with that stupid, what was going on at the time. Anyway, so that's when I got the Man Son code, because I remembered when I was a kid, something really creepy, this Charles Manson, that name and that face, always creeped me out, and so that's where the Charles Manson, you got the Man and Son code again. And that's when I went into the King code, when I remembered Martin Luther King and Rodney King. Anyway, that's when it started in 1993 or 94, my codes. And then I started noticing how they used it in all their videos, but I mean, all their news stories, but I didn't, I just was telling few people here and there, who would listen. But it wasn't until 9/11, that when it happened in Manhattan, that's when I knew that I was right, that this is it. I said, because what is the chances of my codes? And then it happened in Manhattan. And by the way, that day, I quit my job on 9/11. Before it happened, I went in the morning and told the the president of the company. I don't want to get into the detail, but I told him, I said, I'm quitting. And so I go to the casino that day. Right after I quit, I went to the casino, and I see that on TV that the towers are on fire. Oh, I forgot all about this. And my first job, which I mentioned before on this channel, my first job was at 911 Wilshire Boulevard. The first job I ever had was on 911. I mean, at the address 911. And there's one, like I said, listen, I probably have like 4 or 5 more monstrous info about me that I cannot say. It's too personal, but when you hear it, like I said, then you'll understand. Again, you'll understand how this can't be a coincidence, all right? Like I said, this was my destiny, all right? I have nothing else. I'm good at nothing else, folks. This is all I'm good at. This was what I was meant to show, to show. And I'm trying to explain to you that once, you know, God realized, oh, I forgot all about that. Okay, once God realized that I was serious about my repenting, that's when he opened my eyes all the way. See, my eyes opened with the King Man Sun Code, but it didn't open all the way until God knew that I was going to stop gambling, and I stopped gambling anyway because it ruined everyone around me, you know, my family and me. But listen, so back to the King Man Sun Code. So what happened was when I started doing videos on YouTube, I started realizing that they don't use the King code very often, you know? So I go, I wonder why they don't use the King code, you know, because it's a big code, I said. Because you had the Martin Luther King, which was huge, and then the Rodney King was a huge story. How come they don't use the King code in these stories? They always use the man son, but not the king. So I said, I go, so I took the King code out. But you know what I told everybody? I'm like, that's when I first started doing videos on YouTube. I told everybody. I probably had, you know, maybe 4 or 5 thousand right before I stopped using the King, 4 or 5 thousand subscribers at the time. And I told everybody, listen, I'm taking the King code out. But I told everybody, you are going to see one day, they're going to bring this King name out, and it's going to be in a monstrous story. The biggest story you've ever seen, I told everybody. Because the fact that they haven't used it, and they used it for the Martin Luther King, and they used it for Rodney King, you know what? I should check how many years were in between that. You know what? There might be a connection to that. Somebody should check that. Anyway, so because you know what I mean. What if they're using it then and they use it for Rodney King and then from Rodney King to 2021? But anyway, so I said one day you're going to see them use the King code, and Seattle is in King County, and Elvis is the king. Who knew? Like I told you, that's why I said it's a full circle from me being a child, being obsessed with Elvis, and now in my end of days, you know, for me, I'm saying, because, you know, I'm always sick and I feel like I'm always, you know, going to drop dead because my heart does all kinds of weird stuff. But anyway, my point is that the King code is going to come back. That's my point. Oh, and how it leads to God. Just ask yourself, what is the chance? Because I had never read the Bible till just recently. Okay, I always believed in Jesus, you know, but I was a wicked sinner, you know, one of those, you know, professing Christians that doesn't do, you know, it doesn't act like a Christian. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, so uh because my family's Christian, you know, I mean, all Armenians are Christians, 99% of them. Anyway, and the Armenians were the first Christian nation as a people that believed in Jesus. All right. And so, uh, anyway, so when I created the King Man Sun Code, who would have thought that, that, that the King Man Sun has to do with Jesus? Because Jesus, he called himself the Son of Man. All right. He's the Son of Man. And he's also the King of Kings. Okay. So that's why I'm trying to explain to you that it's just a full circle of what you're saying of information. All right. And, you know, like I said, folks, it's up to you to believe. You know, I'm just here to warn people about what's coming. And I know that this has to be it. There's just no other understanding to what my life is about other than this. All right. I mean, I don't wish this life on my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish the life I had on me. You know, I mean, the horrible. But it had nothing to do with my family. My family was great to me. It was me. I did everything. I made my life hell. Me, nobody else. You know, back then I didn't think that. I always blamed everybody else for my problem. But once you realize who you are and what a wicked, you know, person, you know, even though you think you're nice. I always thought I was a really nice person, which I am, in a way, but I was so wicked, the stupid things that I was doing. Because, see, I was never a violent person. I never got into fights. I've never actually had a fight in my life. I've never actually hit a person with my fist. And, and, but anyway, my point is I was always nice to people, but I was, doing wicked things. You know what I mean? To the people saying nice things, God bless all of you. Appreciate it. So what was the? Let me see. I saw some people putting numbers up. I want to see. Hold on. Well, the Rodney King beating happened on 3/3. So check this out. Here's another crazy coincidence. But MLK, he was assassinated on 4/4, and it happened in Memphis, Tennessee, and Elvis lived in Memphis, Tennessee at the time. You understand? So the king lived in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, and the king, the other king, MLK, was killed in Tennessee. So that's another great coincidence, right? With the Martin Luther King. And um, also, um, oh, it happened on 4/4. So there's your 44, and then Rodney King happened on 3/3. You know what I mean? So it's because they love the 33 and the 44. The 44 is the kill number. You understand? And 33 is the number that they use to mock God, because Jesus was crucified at the age of 33 and he rose from the dead at 33. 33 is the number of ascension. That's why it's used to mock God. And the three also, because the three, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, who are three united as one. There's only one God. You understand? The Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And so he was crucified. 3 days later, he rose from the dead. There's your three again. His ministry was 30 years. His ministry was 3 years. He started at the age of 30. Anyway, so I think that's about it. I'm just trying to show you that that this is it, man. I don't know what else to say, man. It's just too much. And I told you, when you see even my address of the place where I'm living, it says something. You should, I'm gonna show you that one day too. But stuff like that I don't take so seriously. Like, oh, okay, your numbers match on your ad. Who cares? I'm talking about, like I said, all the stuff. When you put everything together, all right, that's what it's all about. I am going to tell you that I am going to be telling people these my personal info more than I already have. I mean, my goodness, I've said not 80% of the info already, but about myself. But I will soon. I have to, because it's important that people understand that this was my destiny. If you don't, because I know when this happens, people are going to, they're still going to think that it was just a guess. You know what I mean? Like I was guessing or something. But it's not. This was my destiny. I'm trying to tell you that. Even the way the dates came up, everything had to be the way it had to be. Because if people watched my videos from the beginning, when I was talking, oh, here's another thing. When I started this channel, okay, I told you that YouTube was always taking my videos down. I had over 38 channels taken down, okay? And I started numbering them after the 10th one. So I got up to Jurassic Liars 28, All right. Uh, so after 25 got taken down, watch this. So 25 got taken down. I started this channel, and I started at 27 and 28 to do the fake news stories because I know I was going to get strikes, so I didn't want to do it on this channel because I saw, because I discovered something and I wanted to make sure that this channel didn't get taken down. And like I said, I didn't pick this number. The number picked me, all right? Because I picked, I mean, it came out to being Jurassic Liars 26. And this is the first time on this channel that I started talking about Jesus. I'm talking about in a video, like, explaining, uh, everything about God. And 26 is the word God, God, equals 26. And that's what this channel name is. Wait, what are you guys talking about in the chat here? Hold on. Yeah, my neighbors, you can hear them. I live in a small apartment. I told you guys, it doesn't have a bedroom or nothing. It's got like a bunch of apartments. The walls are real thin, and my window's right here. That's why you can hear them outside. Anyway, I kind of lost my concentration. What? I don't remember where I was at now. I know I was talking about the 4-4 having to do with the kill number. Like I said, think about it. The king was killed on 4-4. 44 is the kill number. Seattle slew 1977 wins the Triple Crown. Elvis dies in 77. And it's been 44 years from the Triple Crown win on 6/11. And that's the day that the Triple Crown was won, on 6/11. And I'm saying 6/11 this year. And there'll be 44 years on 6/11 from Seattle slew winning the Triple Crown, which was in 1977, the same year Elvis died. Think about it. All right. Think about what I just said. Remember, MLK dies on 4/4. He's known as the King, dies in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis was. And then that's 4/4. Then Elvis dies in 77. And that's the year that Seattle slew wins on 6/11, the Triple Crown. And 44 years later, King County, Elvis, is Seattle going to be slewed on 6/11, 44 years later. Like folks, like I said, I have thousands and thousands of pieces of paper. I told you, you ever watched the movie 23 with Jim Carrey? First of all, I don't even Jim Carrey has connections to Elvis too, if you've seen my videos, but I actually don't even remember anything about the movie 23 because it was so stupid that at the time, I didn't even know what it was about. Anyway, but all I remember is that the movie cover having all these paper all over the walls and everything having to do with the number 23. But my point is that that's what my apartment would look like if I put all the papers and everything. It would cover every spot in this whole apartment, full of information and just crazy. Like every piece of the paper, every little part of it is, I have words written, in small little writing too. Yeah. And Rodney King's birthday is on 4/2, which I mentioned in video, and my mom's birthday is 4/2. And his middle name is Glenn, and where I live is in Glendale. And Glendale, California is known as the Jewel City. the Jewel City. And when I came to this country from Beirut, Lebanon, I came to this country to the Miracle Mile district. That's where I live. And it was on a street called Orange. That's right. And you know the orange is significant to these people and the elites. Yeah, and Christ equals 77. And I'm just reading off what people are writing because that's, what I say in my videos. Christ equals 77, and he died in the year 77. Rodney King 3-3 was the incident date for Rodney King, and MLK was 4-4. 4-4 and 3-3 equals 77. 44 and 33. That's right. Jim Carrey's initials is JC. That's right. Just like for Jesus Christ, JC. And that's why that Jim Caviezel Weasel was chosen. I did a whole video on that dude and Mel Gibson. Someone's saying something about a street or a whole highway being shut down in Seattle because of some car wreck, and they shut down the whole freeway or something. And that 15 freeway, if that's what it's called, the 15 is the word, the letter O. I told you the O means the crown, and 15 equals the letter O. I'm just reading the chat. Hold on. I'm going to get rid of this person. I had enough of his trolling. I got rid of one other person. I don't care. I'm losing my patience with the trolls. No, I don't have any social media. I don't have nothing except this channel. That's it. That's right. The number 15 is also the devil card on the tarot cards. That's right. But it doesn't mean it's bad. Listen, folks, I'm going to explain something to you. The numbers are not bad, all right? It's how they use the numbers. Like the 666 is not a bad number. It's just a number that they need. And that's why God is telling you that it'll be the 666 number. And I told you that Obama is playing. That's what I need to explain. See, people are all confused. Listen, Obama is playing the part of the Antichrist. He's playing the part of Christ, Antichrist. Because, to us, we know he's the Antichrist. But to the dum-dums, they're going to think he's the Christ because they're going to think that he had something to do with Trump getting his deadly head wound and surviving it. Because it's going to happen on his birthday, all right? So that's why, you're going to have... but he's not the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is going to be Elvis and Trump. Elvis is the mark of the beast, but because Elvis has the outline of the silhouette or the profile of Trump, that's why people are going to be taking Trump's mark also, because it's Elvis's mark. But anyway, so Obama is going to be seen as the Christ figure, even though we know he's the Antichrist figure, and that's when all hell's going to break loose. I told you, when Trump comes back from the dead, when I say comes back, he never actually dies. He just heals from his deadly head wound. And he's going to be the abomination of desolation because he's the walking zombie. See, he should be dead, but he's alive. You know what I mean? And that's when I believe that he's going to be the Messiah of Israel. And why is it that I'm talking about three different people? Because see, Elvis is playing the part of the Holy Spirit, Trump is playing the part of the Father God, and Obama's playing the part of Christ, antichrist. He's Christ figure. You have the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's what it's about. Okay, that's why it's three. Look, somebody's name is Bill Gates is in the in the chat. That's funny. Anyway, so I've been talking for an hour and a half. I think that's enough, folks. My throat is messed up again. So I won't be doing a live stream tomorrow night unless something happens, on the news. What else can I say? Because I'm willing to go another 20 minutes, but I want to get everything out. That way people who are watching or new will, get what I'm trying to show them. I mean, get what I'm trying to say. Anyway. No, Charles Manson doesn't play a part in this. No. I've already told you what the connection was. It was for me to realize the king man son code. That's all it was about. I told you it was a progress, that this was my destiny. That's what I was supposed to see. This has all been a step by step thing. And that's why I'm trying to explain to you that I believe that the Holy Spirit has been guiding me from day one, but I just didn't know it. You know what I mean? That that this had to happen. Even with the horse racing, I had to be addicted to the horse racing, to the numbers and all that other stuff, and the fact that it took me down all these crazy, highs and lows, and all the terrible things that I did to get money to gamble. But I had to know all this stuff, and I had to be brought down and destroyed, and be a broken person in order to see the light. You understand? And that's what happened to me. But anyway, like I said, it all makes sense now. You know because it's all about the Triple Crown. All right. I told you that. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You have to watch my videos, but it's all about everything is in threes. Listen, with the live streams, I don't want you guys like trolling the chat. We understand. I'm gonna take it out, these things that you're saying, because let me tell you why. Because don't do that. Because if you troll the live chat, and because the YouTube censors can understand and they see things, so I don't want you guys like constantly trolling and saying the same thing. Because if you do that, then somehow the YouTube bots get a hold of it. To the person saying that they lost their child, wow, man, we are sorry to hear that. Wow. And I can't even say what you said, but if hopefully people read what you wrote. Well, babies go to heaven. So it's the only thing we can put our hopes on. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. Uh, which I mentioned before. That was one of the first things I mentioned on YouTube. That Trump's grandmother, her name, just like first of all, it's, Queen Elizabeth, right? And her mom, his grandmother was named Elizabeth, and her last name was Christ. So her actual name was Elizabeth Christ, and uh, that was my sister's name too. The one that I told you, that was her full name. But that's not the name I ever called her. I have actually never used that name to call her ever in my life. I told you what my sister's name is. I call her Elo, ELO. That's the L and the O for the people who know, how important the Elo is, and that's her name, my sister's name, and because that's what Armenians use to shorten the name Elizabeth. Don't ask me, but I've never heard anyone else called that except for my sister. But anyway, so her name was Elizabeth Christ, uh, Trump's grandmother, and his father was Fred Christ Trump. Uh, Trump's father, his name is Christ in the middle. Well, I'm talking to that person who said that they lost her child. You know, let's pray for this person and his family. You know, that's all we can do. Like I said, folks, listen to all the people who are talking about, because I saw a few people asking about what do you think is going to happen to the money and economy. Listen, who cares? You know what I mean? If you're trying to figure out what the stock market and all that other crap, it ain't going to matter because I told you, you're not going to be able to use your crypto money unless you take the mark. So you can, if you're a true Christian, you're not going to worry about stuff like that. So just put your mind on on the treasures that you're going to have in heaven. Forget about this world, man. Forget about this world. All you need to do now, this is what I tell people. I look at these channels, all they're doing is, sorry, I hit something. All they're doing is crying in front of the camera and all that. I said, don't cry, man. Be happy. that if you're a Christian, be happy because you don't know what a gift you're getting here. All right, and not only, I'm talking about for everything for your children. Because look, I have uh, nieces and nephews who are very young, you know, and they're probably never going to see, you know, an old age. You understand what I'm trying to say? They're probably never going to grow up. Who knows what's going to happen? My point is that I don't feel sad for them. I feel happy that they don't even have to go through this hell that we went through to find this, this kind of peace and happiness inside. My point is, store up your treasures in heaven, man. And don't worry about what's going to happen here. And don't be sad and live your life happy and be happy with who you have and who you're with. Don't make your life miserable. Stop fighting. Stop arguing. And I'm talking to both of you, not just to the women, because I do a lot of times explain how the women are just the reason why there's so much rebellion, problems in the relationships because they're so darn rebellious, and because they've been programmed to talk back to their men now. But anyway, my point is, I'm talking to both of you, the men and women. Stop fighting. All right, be happy and care about each other and stop trying to find something better. All right, be happy with what you have and get along, man. I'll be like Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? Anyway, yeah, Rodney King's middle name was Glenn, and I told you I live in Glendale. And there's a Glendale, Arizona, and I've shown this before, that Super Bowl 42 was played in Glendale, Arizona. Think about what I'm telling you. Super Bowl 42 was played in Glendale, Arizona, at Phoenix University. And I'm telling you that Elvis is the Phoenix Rising. And he was 42 when he died. And Washington is the 42nd state. Yeah, you got to see my video. See, that's the deep kind of information that you don't, you know, that you don't know about. You know what I mean? You have to dig for those things. Exactly. On Back to the Future, make sure you go and watch my Back to the Future videos because that has to do with the needle. All right. And in that movie, yeah, they kind of showed the 116, 11/6, 6/11 numbers too, with that clock on the Twin Pines Mall. You know, I've shown that too. But make sure you watch my Back to the Future videos because it's really important, those videos. My Back to the Future videos, my Rocket Man videos. There's a few videos about Tom Hanks and how he's connected to all of this. And also, you know, remember that the first famous people to get this. Okay, look, again, let me just remind you real quick. Remember, Elvis was the first person to take an injection on live television. And he did on Bill Gates' birthday, the first birthday, Bill Gates' first birthday, 1956, right? And he took it on live television, Elvis. He was the first famous person to take a needle. And then you have Trump years later bringing out the needle. You know what I mean? The twin devil of Elvis, right? And I told you Tom Hanks is connected to Elvis. In a lot of his movies are connected to Elvis in his movies. And Tom Hanks, he was the first famous person to get sick, him and his wife. Rita Wilson. I can't yell because my throat's messed up. But that was his wife's name. And he was the first famous person. And what was he doing that day that he got sick? What was he doing? He was in Australia filming an Elvis movie. That's what he was there for, to film an Elvis movie. And he's connected to Elvis up and down. And again, he gets sick with this, you know, sickness that's, you know, going around supposedly. Anyway, but, you know, and he was filming an Elvis movie. And that's why you see Bill Gates in the news right now, you know? It's just you know, go figure. It's probably to get them out of Washington, you know, that Seattle area. That'll be their excuse for not being there. Or it's just to have it in the news, you know, the whole, because he's surrounded with it, you know what I mean? He has to do with the needle in Seattle. Oh, and that's right. The first outbreak, the first time in the United States, we heard because I did videos about it. The first time that it came into the United States, a person brought it into Seattle, the sickness. So there's another first. And then the first outbreak was in the state of Washington, in Kirkland, which is very close to Seattle. If I don't even know, it might be in the same county as Seattle. I'm not sure. But again, it has to do with Washington and Seattle. The first of everything with the injection, you know, with the sickness. Anyway, there's just so much. Like I said, I'm just, you know, everything that's coming to my brain, I'm just throwing it out there, you know. All right, folks, last few minutes. because I'm definitely ending it before the 2 hour mark. Yeah, I'll leave the video up. Yeah. I appreciate all you being here. Yeah, I'm reading people's comments and I see how many connections they have to everybody. And not only that, I see, um, the intelligent things you guys are saying. I just can't say some of the things. And witty stuff that you guys are saying. What else? What else can I say? Anyway, if you hear that noise, that's the neighbors downstairs with their water. Whenever they turn on the bathtub or something, I don't know what that noise is. Yeah, exactly. When I was talking about the needle, I was talking about the space needle. You understand? And Elvis connected to the needles. Uh, I showed the the sewing machines was a singer. And the sewing machine, the sewing is with a needle, right? And that's why in one of the Lilo and Stitch cartoons they had an Elvis connection, because Stitch is stitching. You understand? You do with a needle. Anyway, so one of the brand names for these sewing machines, one of the first ones was Singer, you know. And someone just mentioned, by the way, man, I've seen a lot of your comments, and you know that I appreciate all your comments, folks. And I've seen some of the stuff you're saying. I just didn't mention it because you say so many comments. I can't interrupt everything to say it. But you're exactly right. They had another brand called Brother, you know. And I didn't even know about that. I forgot that one. The brother sewing machine. Because, Elvis, he thinks he's like the twin, of God. You know what I mean? Or twins. You get what I'm saying? The twin connection. And Elvis was a singer. And that's where you get the Singer sewing machine. You get it? Exactly. And uh, you mentioned, yeah, I didn't even know this until you mentioned it. They have the Levi's has a jeans, because Levi's is an anagram for Elvis, which I've been showing you guys, and they got a 611 jeans. Can you believe this? 611 jeans number. I don't think that's the highest gene number. If that's the highest gene number, then that's another connection then for sure. Um, oh, and that's right. And this is why, check this out. First of all, Levi's is worn by the whole world. Again, the name Levi's is on the jeans and worn by the whole world. That's why, again, that's another mark. You understand? And Levi's is an anagram for Elvis. And that's why when people take the mark of Elvis, it's going to be the same thing. Just like everybody who's wearing Levi's and jeans. Check this out. Thanks to, everyone who, writes these comments. Jeans is another, because your body is made of jeans. You get what I'm saying? But spelled Genes, not like, not wearing jeans. But so that's another connection. And Levi's gets tossed into a washing machine. And that's what Washington is. The state of Washington, they're going to be, Seattle is the Washington. You understand? And Elvis is going to, the Levi's, the Elvis is going to come out of it. That's right. Elvis is everywhere. Exactly. For the people who don't know, go and Google and ask for the lyrics of a song called Elvis is Everywhere by Mojo Nixon. You see this? Mojo Nixon, if you were watching earlier when I was talking about the Nixon. And Mojo was that stupid Doors sang a song somewhere in there. They were saying Mojo Rising. You understand? And then you had the Austin Powers connection. Austin Powers, Dr. Evil, kind of the twin thing because they're played by the same person. Dr. Evil, his lair it was in the Space Needle, and they wrote it Dr. Evil's Evil. Dr. Evil's because I saw that my internet went out. That's why I keep repeating. Dr. Evil's headquarters was in the Space Needle, and Evils is an anagram of Elvis, with the S. All right, folks. It's almost going to be 2 hours, so I'm going to 4 more minutes. And that's right. His anagram is Viles too, Viles, or Veils, Veils, the same thing. Yeah, he had a mini-me. A mini-me, he died, I believe, on 421, or he was born on 421, one of those two. I think, but anyway, 421 is the Queen's birthday, like I told you. And that's the day the Space Needle opened, 421. Anyway, go and look at the lyrics. I actually did a video about it, but if you just happen not to watch the video, go and look at the lyrics. Read everything in that lyrics. Elvis is Everywhere by Mojo Nixon. It'll tell you exactly who Elvis is in that video. You don't even look at the video. You can go and watch it if you want, but you should look at the lyrics first. That's right. Prince, the singer, died on 421, the Queen's birthday, and the day the Space Needle opened too, 421. And Prince, the singer, had a song called "I Would Die for the number 4, the letter U, for you," and U is the 21st letter, so that's "I would die on 421," and he died on 421. Exactly. That's exactly what his song was. So I mean, if you think that's a coincidence, you're just nuts. And he died at Paisley Park, which is the PP. But that's not what's important. What's important is it's Paisley sounds like Presley. You know, that's his compound. And it's all connected. You know, the prince dies on the queen's birthday, and the prince just recently died. You know, it's just you know, over and over again, man. It's just too much, folks. Hold on. All right, last minute. It's at the 1 hour 56 minutes. It says that I've been on. You want me to tell you guys why they're obsessed with the PP? I mean, besides the obvious reason why they're obsessed with the PP, I'll tell you why. Uh, do you want to know why they're obsessed with the PP? I mentioned it before, but I'll tell you again. That'll be the last thing I say. I'm just going to end the video. I'm just looking at the. And listen, for the people who hear a tapping noise, it's me scrolling the chat. That's why when you hear it, see when I'm scrolling, I'm using this hand to scroll. So people always ask me, "What's that tapping noise?" That's me scrolling on my phone. Um. Anyway, the PP. Let me tell you the word P. If you spelled it, is PEE. All right. PEE equals the exact same. I mean, forward and backward numbers. PEE equals the word God. PEE equals God. So when you say PP, you're saying God, God. Like two gods. You understand? That's what that means. The PP. And the letter P is, I think, the pi in the Greek alphabet or something. I don't know. But and it's the 16th letter of the alphabet. So when you say 1616, you put, you know, you say 1616, which is 1 plus 6 is 7, 7, 7. You know, it just, you know, you can go all day with this, you know, but PP is God, God. You understand? That's why they called it the PP. You know, but you know, they'll tell you it's because of the word penis, you know, but it's because it starts with the letter P. Anyway, all right, folks. God bless all of you. And listen, I'm going to tell you right now, you got to watch all the videos. All right, you don't have to watch the 2 hour videos. You can watch. Uh, the only 2 hour videos I recommend you watch is the ones that have to do with me. Maybe if you want to know like details of my life and stuff. But that's, you know, that's a secondary thing. That doesn't matter. What you should be watching is all the videos that, especially the shorter ones that are, you know, 30 minutes and under, because like I said, those are where you, all the detailed information to show you that nothing is a coincidence. All right, this has been planned since the day Elvis was born, of course, obviously even before that, but that's when it all started, you know, all this. All right, folks, God bless all of you, and make sure you're subscribed to all 4 of my channels. All right, I have 4 channels with the exact same name and number. Anyway, I'll leave this video up, and I don't know how long I'll leave it up, but We'll see. All right, folks. God bless all of you, and get right with Jesus quick. And oh, I got to end this with this. To anyone who denies Jesus as being God, you're going to go to hell. All right. You understand that? Jesus is God. All right. I told you the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are three united as one God. So when you say Jesus isn't God, you are taking away his, who he is. All right. So don't say that to the dum dums who just say, "Oh no, he's just the Son of God. He isn't God." If you say that, you're gonna burn in hell. Jesus is God. All right. All these smart aleck, supposed preachers on YouTube, who say all the right things, except they take you away from Jesus being God. Jesus is God. All right. Anyway. Exactly. Anyway, folks, God bless all of you. And like I said, be happy with what you have and be happy with who you are with, and quickly get right and just stay on the right path. And when I say, look, none of us are perfect. We make mistakes, but you can't be a practicing sinner. Do you understand? It's one thing to make one mistake, and or two mistakes and you get right back on the path. That's my point. None of us are perfect, but if you're a practicing sinner and you're planning on sinning, like you make plans, I go, oh my God, I'm going to go out this weekend, I'm going to get drunk. You can't do that, man. All right, get right quick. Anyway, but my whole point is be happy. Don't let everything that's going around you get you down. All right, because that's what will lead to you making mistakes. Be happy while everyone else is suffering. You should be happy. When I say suffering, I mean like uh what am I saying? I lost my concentration. Darn it! Because you know what? This stupid noise from this water was distracting me. It's so loud. You should hear it. Now it's gone. But I told you the downstairs people, when they put the water on, distracts me. Uh, what was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying, man. Um, what I'm saying is be happy. That's all I was trying to say. Uh, while everybody else is sad and miserable, I'm saying, with the way life is going, we should be the opposite. We should be happy because we know why it's happening. Okay? Do you understand? It's happening because this is our test. The test is coming, man. And what happens when that test is coming? What's next? Jesus is coming. That's what is about to happen. When we get this test, you know what's coming. Anyway, like I said, it's a blessing, and people just don't see it. If you see it the right way, you'll understand that it's a blessing. All right, folks. God bless all of you. And that's right. Don't take the what, if you know what I'm saying. And of course, don't take the mark when that comes out too. Elvis will be the mark of the beast, I'm telling you. Anyway, I'll be doing more live streams obviously before June 11th. All right, folks. God bless all of you. Take care. End of video.